one of the hottest stars in boxing today, WBO junior lightweight champ Shakur Stevenson.
What's up, brother?
What's up?
Listen, a lot to talk about, man. Look, we want to get into some Chris Colbert stuff, but first I need your reaction on the TEOFIMO KAMBOSOS fight. Your first reaction, I mean, outside of your tweet. We saw you tweet you want to smoke with KAMBOSOS, but outside of that, just as a fight fan, what was your reaction to the fight?
I mean, it was a good fight. I feel like KAMBOSOS did really good in that fight. I feel like from round one, TEOFIMO probably came out fighting with too much emotion. I feel like this boxing, you can't go in the ring fighting with emotion. He came out angry, trying to knock him out from round one and trying to do things that he normally doesn't do that in the ring. So I feel like normal TEOFIMO, he'll have a better chance at beating him. But the way that he came out trying to like fight with anger and try to kill a dude, that's not who TEOFIMO is. He's a sharpshooter, a boxer, and he picks people apart, then knock people out. So I feel like it was a good fight. I feel like George KAMBOSOS did what he had to do.
A lot of us feel that way. So how are you looking at KAMBOSOS? Are you looking at him like he's food, or that he's probably be a tough fight?
Listen here, I don't think he's food for a lot of people. Like, I don't think he's food for a lot of fighters. I think he'll shock a lot of other fighters because he got a lot of confidence and he fights with confidence and he fights. He got a solid defense.
But for you, he is snapped.
For me, I just think that my IQ level is a little bit too high for him.
Let me ask you a question. We all saw what TEOFIMO said after the fight. Now, obviously, nobody agrees with him saying that he won the fight. But you ever been in a fight, whether it's amateur or pro, where you felt like you did really well in that round, and after you went back to watch the fight, you was like, damn, I ain't really do that good in that round. Like, you ever went through that?
Nah, not at all. I think that I done been in some fights like as amateurs, and I felt like I won. But when I felt like I won, I actually watched it over, and I still felt like I won. But with him, like, it's certain things, like, you just know, like, you know for a fact, like, that fight wasn't no 10-2 or, right. Like, you make yourself look bad when you go out there and say, oh, it's 10-2. Like, be a man about, like, you're only gonna get better by being a man about what happened. And I would say, if I'm him, I would watch that tape 1,000 times and see what I did wrong. Cause even when he hurt him and dropped him, and later on in the fight, in the 10th round. And after that, it looked like KAMBOSOS dominated the round. Like, it looked like he took control of the round. It was his round, and T.O. was tired. It looked like he was gassed out. That's what I thought.
Yeah, he was definitely tired. So if you was in his shoes, what would you do? Would you rematch, or would you do like what his father is saying, go up to 140?
Me personally, I'm a competitor, so I got to get my get back. No matter how I go, like, I always got to get my get back. So I would fight him again.
Now, you threw that out there about wanting that fight. If you got the opportunity to go up to lightweight, would you not vacate, but would you leave the junior lightweight division for that fight right away?
Listen here, I'm gonna say this because a lot of people be asking me this question. I'm gonna say it like first here. I said it on Twitter, but I say it here first. Like, I will go up to 35 if it's a big name. If they want to, like, a big name fight, like one of the big names, feel like they want to fight me and they want to make a big fight and we make a lot of money and a lot of millions, I'll go up to 35 and beat whoever.
Like when you say big names, you're talking about all the guys: Devin Haney, Ryan Garcia, Tank Davis, all of them.
Yeah, whoever. Like, if they say, oh, let's put on a show, me and you, and we want a big fight with Shakur, I will be down for it. But I'm not coming up to fight no Leonard Reyes or like them regular guys who's not really like no big name.
What about a Rolando Romero and you was getting $3 million?
I mean, I'm fighting. He's not nobody. He's not a big name. Like, he haven't done nothing in the sport of boxing. You can't really name nobody he fought. In the one fight that he did kind of fight, he really lost. So yeah, he's not like no big name to me.
But KAMBOSOS is not a big name, but he has all the straps now. So that's worth you moving up.
It's a purpose. Yeah, it's a reason for like a KAMBOSOS, or it's a reason to go fight Tank, or it's a reason to go fight Devin, or it's a reason to fight Ryan Garcia. Like, them are big name fights.
Yeah. Absolutely. All right, so we got to get into the Chris Colbert thing. Ak wanted to start some drama, so he said, yo, hit up Chris, let's have him on the show, man. They going back and forth, him and Shakur. We saw that you saw the show. What's your response to the things that he was saying about you?
I can't even remember what he said. Like, I watched some of it. Like,
well,
he was.
One thing he was saying was he really didn't mean no disrespect. He was just saying, hey, he would have stopped the guy a little bit before you.
And I remember that.
You should have been competitive. He said you should have looked at it like, okay, I don't think he's better than me. I don't think he would have do it, and just been more competitive instead of gotten upset.
But I remember that part, and I also remember what Ak was saying. He was saying, like, when you say that and you say, oh, I would have got him out of there sooner, that's being like, you're throwing a shot at me, which he was. Like, he was throwing a shot at, he was trying to say something slick. Like, he's throwing it out there that he would have done something that I can't do.
Right.
But personally, he know and I know, like, you're not a better boxer than me. You were 16-0 with 6 knockouts. Who do you knock out? Why are you telling me? He just fought a 26-pounder his last fight. How you gonna sit there and tell me, oh, I would have knocked Jamel Herring out, but he couldn't knock King Tug out?
Another thing he said, he called Jamel a bum. He tried to retract that statement later on the show, but at first he said, Jamel Herring's a bum. Y'all friends, I don't do that friends thing. What was your reaction to that?
Cause I saw an interview of him saying, like, oh, it's cause we sparred each other and we friends. Jamel was never like, honestly, like, yo, this is the craziest part. Like, I swear to God on my life, me and B-Hop was way more cooler than me and Jamel. I done been on the phone with B-Hop. B-Hop calls me like out of nowhere, and I'll be like, yo, who's this calling me? And I answer the phone, and it'd be B-Hop FaceTiming me. He'd probably be somewhere in Miami or something, like talking. Like, I was never cool. Me and Jamel never had that bond, never had that relationship. I never talked to Jamel Herring outside of boxing. So when I say we not friends, I really meant that. I was more closer to B-Hop, because B-Hop somebody that called me, check up on me, like, yo, how everything going? Like, we start talking about boxing, like, so, and then the crazy part, he also said that I sparred Jamel. That's what made me fight him the way that I fought him. When it's like, I sparred B-Hop more times than I sparred Jamel. I sparred Jamel two times ever in my life. I sparred B-Hop way more times and been in the ring with B-Hop way more times than I sparred with Jamel. So everything he's saying, he knows is all cap. He just he wants some shine right now. Like, we all giving him shine with this. Like, we all, once y'all say, oh, let me hit up Chris Colbert and you know, he got something going with, and then y'all throw him out there. Nobody been talking about B-Hop. Nobody don't talk about B-Hop. Not no name in boxing. B-Hop he never fought nobody. Like, he ain't got never a strap. He finally about to fight for a strap. Like, we gotta be realistic here, man. That's all I'm saying. Like,
one thing he said, like, off the record, he was like, you know, we talk about this, we go back and forth online, but the promoters, advisors, they don't even want this fight, and this fight is not going to happen, and then it's just going to make us look
bad.
What
he say.
Like,
that's what he said.
Okay,
that's the problem. But he's the problem. When he's saying that, that's the problem right there. If he go to Al Heyman, oh, I want to fight Shakur Stevenson. Al Heyman is who he's signed with. That's who he work with. I go to Bob Arum. It ain't nothing for me to go have a conversation with Bob Arum and be like, Bob, I want to fight Chris Colbert. Me and him could fight next year. Sean Porter and Terrence Crawford just fought. Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury just fought. So him saying promoters don't want that, no. His promoter probably don't want him. Al Heyman probably don't want that for him, or he don't want that himself. But me personally, me and him could fight next year. I don't got no problem. Like, I want to fight B-Hop.
So there'll be no boundaries on your side. On Top Rank ESPN, there'll be no boundaries if you wanted COVID.
No, not at all, because I feel like that's how people run from fights. They run from fights by saying, oh, well, you know, this side of the street and da-da-da-da, or this promoter, you know, Al Heyman, or then nobody. No, I want to fight. On record, I'm telling you, on record, I would tell you off record, I want to fight. B-Hop be talking too much. He done say too much disrespectful, and it's like, once you start talking like that, I want to get in the ring with you. Show me everything that you're talking about.
That's a good point, then, because he says that, you know, he doesn't have a boss, and he says you have a boss. Bob Arum is your boss.
That's all them Al Heyman fighters keep saying, but that's at the end of the day, that sound good to the public. That you know, they just want to keep saying, but at the end of the day, he's going to answer to Al Heyman. Al Heyman say, you do this, you're going, like, I don't care what you talking about, bro. Just fight me, bro. At the end of the day, you're trying to find different reasons. Same thing he did when we was amateurs. Like, this been a long time coming with B-Hop. That's what people don't understand. Like, amateurs, he went pro because of me.
Well,
He went pro. He qualified for the Olympic trials. This is a fact. This is all fact. He qualified for the Olympic trials first at my weight class. The first person to qualify. He said in interviews, he done said this in interviews, like, I went pro because of they was gonna give Shakur Stevenson the spot. But you qualified first, way before I qualified. I qualified in the last qualifier. I never even, it took me a minute to qualify. I lost the first qualifier. So how they gonna give me the spot when it's like you qualify first? You was the first, like, you're the number 1 seed basically. Like, you're going into the trials as a number 1 seed. You doing that because you don't want to fight me, bro. Like, this been a long time coming. Like, so people don't understand. So
I want to shift gears real quick. Talk a little bit about how you felt when Terrence was on the podium at the post-fight press conference after the Porter. When we were there, we all saw him kind of pass the torch. I mean, he's not done with the sport. He was saying you're going to be the next superstar in the sport, and that brotherhood and bond that you guys have. Like, talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, people think that that's another thing. Like, when people say, when Bud say that, people think Bud just saying that just because of how close me and Bud is. By the end of the day, Bud been in the ring with me. Like, Bud see me in the gym a lot of training camps. Like, so Bud know how good I am. Bud know what type of fighter I am. So when he's saying that just because he actually believes the stuff that he's saying. Like, he know how good I am. He think that I could beat all these fighters. He done told me out his mouth. He done said it publicly in interviews, like, oh, none of them could beat Shakur. Like,
he done told us that in private as well. So I believe that.
Yeah, so at the end of the day, like, when Bud's saying that, Bud is, like, really saying something that's real and something that he really means. So I appreciate Bud. Bud is probably one of the reasons that I became good in the sport. Like, I became as good as I am. Like, he helped me elevate my game to, like, a higher level, and I appreciate Bud a lot.
All right, so let's talk about a realistic next opponent for you, because you saying that Valdez is still trying to duck you. Who would be a realistic next opponent for you if you don't get Valdez?
See, right now, I can't really tell. You know, I'm, like I said, I done been open with saying this, and if somebody can pull up receipts and tell me if I'm lying, but I don't duck and dodge no opponent. If they offer me somebody, I'm gonna say yes. It don't matter who it is. It could be Lemma, it could be Oscar, it could be whoever it is. They say, oh, we want you to fight this person. I'm not gonna say no. I'm not. I want to fight, so I want to fight the best, and I want to prove that I'm the best. So it doesn't really matter to me.
If you could control it, and there were no networks, no promoters stopping any of these fights from happening, and you can pick your next 3 opponents, who would they be? In your order?
B-Hop next, just because I don't like the shit that he keeps saying. He talk too much. Dude is a straight New York. That just
oh, wow.
we from New York.
Yeah, man. But y'all cool New York. Certain type of New York. Different type of New York. There's a lot of people like more bark than bite. You know, that's who he is. So
yeah, I don't bark.
Next, I don't bark. Number 2 would be Valdez. Number 3. Who would be number 3?
Somebody at lightweight. You're moving up after that.
No, I thought you wanted to belts at one time.
Actually, I'm lying. I'm lying. I take B-Hop, KAMBOSOS, then Valdez.
Damn.
That's a nice little 3-fight run there, man.
I like KAMBOSOS because he got all them belts. So yeah. I just would want to touch all them belts myself personally. So.
Well, listen, man, we can't wait to see you in the ring. We appreciate you taking the time, as always, to chop it up with us, man. Shakur Stevenson.
Yeah, I appreciate y'all as always.